Do you find that at certain times of the month you're more sluggish than others? Or maybe, like thousands of other women, you find that your energy levels really drop off in the week before your period? Don't worry, you're not alone. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing how to eat to boost your energy levels in the week before your period. If you're new here, my name is Jen J. I'm a women's hormone health coach and family nutritionist. My practice is built on empowering women living with uncomfortable and debilitating hormonal symptoms, things like painful periods, mood swings, PMS, weight issues, and low energy. And I help women reclaim their lives and put their period problems to rest. And all while helping the whole family eat healthier. Because at the end of the day, as a mom, I know I get it. Now, I remember several years ago when I was at the peak of my hormonal struggles, lacking energy was definitely a big part of the issue for me, especially in that week before my period. Of course, I also had a lot of uncomfortable other PMS symptoms, really uncontrollable. But in general, I was really tired. I was really sluggish at all hours of the day. I felt really disconnected as well, right? Like mentally and physically from my environment, from the people around me. And I noticed that I didn't really have the mental energy to think about difficult tasks, let alone actually complete them. So, I'd come home from work. I was totally wiped out. I remember even not even having, the right kind of energy to decide what to make for supper those nights. And so, of course, while there's a lot of reasons why your energy levels may be lagging, such as things like poor sleep quality, thyroid conditions, nutrient deficiencies, and even just dehydration, there are some simple and safe ways to improve your energy levels, both today and for the long run, right? Now, today we're only going to be focusing on how to eat to boost your energy levels in the week before your period. So, first of all, our energy needs do fluctuate during the 4 weeks of our menstrual cycle. That's normal. Fluctuations in estrogen and progesterone affect our glucose metabolism and our insulin resistance. So, we are likely to see changes in our energy levels throughout the month. However, we still want to be able to maintain, decent energy levels where we can actually function. So, to kind of give you an understanding of what that looks like, during our follicular phase, where our primarily dominant hormone is estrogen, our metabolism drops off and slows down. And this happens from the first day of our period until ovulation. This is what's considered our follicular phase. Meanwhile, in the second half of our phase, which is our luteal phase, the primarily dominant hormone during this time is progesterone. And this is where our metabolism tends to speed up after ovulation and into the first day of our period. So as a result, what you might see is you may have these rising levels of energy during your follicular and ovulatory phases, and maybe not even be all that hungry, right? You probably notice, especially around ovulation time, where you don't really get all that hungry. You probably can go most of the day, not even, skip a meal and not even realize. Meanwhile, after ovulation, you're going to notice your energy levels begin to drop and you actually get really hungry, right? You're probably even experiencing some of those PMS munchies, food cravings, that sort of thing, right? So during our luteal phase, studies have shown that our caloric needs actually do increase by as much as 400 calories a day, which is pretty substantial. That's, the size of a decent sized snack. While our metabolic expenditure or our actual calorie burn during that time also increases. So even though we have an increase in our caloric needs, we also have an increase in how much we're burning, which is why we have an increase in our caloric needs. But the difference is that our metabolic expenditure or our caloric burn during that time is only about 150 to 300 calories a day. So you do tend to put on a little bit more weight, feel a little bit more hungry, have more food cravings, and as a result, have lower energy levels, particularly if we're not eating foods that are going to help stabilize our insulin levels, right? Knowing that our estrogen and progesterone levels do influence our insulin sensitivity. So, this is a really, really detailed topic, so we're not going to go deep into it, but instead we're going to cover the basics today in just 3 simple steps, okay? So in order to help have more energy in the first week of your period, these are the 3 steps that I recommend to all of my clients to start with. Number 1, eat low glycemic fruits and vegetables. These are going to help keep your insulin levels stable, avoid spikes, and subsequently avoid cravings in the drop off, right? Now, fruits and veggies are also loaded with fiber, which are going to help bind and remove excess estrogens that could be contributing to a difficult period at the end of that week, right? So they're also packed full of antioxidants that are going to help naturally boost progesterone levels and thus your energy. All right. So we're, our progesterone is going to help increase that energy. Now, foods like squash, leafy greens, carrots, peas, peppers, and even sweet potatoes are really great options during this time. Now, coincidentally, I just did an entire training session in my membership program last week, all on the benefits of sweet potatoes for hormone balancing. It was absolutely incredible, totally amazing what they can do. So that's your step number one. Okay, step number two, our body prefers fats for fuel during this phase of our cycle because our insulin sensitivity is at its lowest. So, being more sensitive to carbs means that we should be more mindful of how much of them we're eating during this time and instead increase our healthy fats. And you probably notice that during this time of your cycle, you are eating more carbs. You do tend to crave, the chocolates and the sweets and the pasta and all of that, right? So when we start to transition more to eating healthier fat sources during this time, then we can actually help curb off some of those cravings and improve our insulin sensitivity during this time as well. At the same time, increasing our healthy fat consumption during this time is also going to help meet those higher caloric needs without us overeating. So, fats are also really helpful in staving off the cravings. So, trying a handful of nuts or seeds, some avocado, which you could actually make into like a chocolate pudding. Fruit and nut butters are a great option, or even just a few more dishes that week with salmon on the menu. Okay. Number three, protein. Do not underestimate the power of protein during this time of your cycle. Protein is what's going to help keep you full throughout your day, avoid cravings, and stabilize your energy levels. So, most protein sources are also loaded with vitamins and minerals that our bodies naturally lose during our period. So, things like iron and zinc. So, ensuring that you have a healthy dose of all of these during your luteal phase can actually make your period more enjoyable and less uncomfortable. Now, zinc is a mineral required by our corpus luteum, which is an undeveloped egg in our uterus. Okay, the corpus luteum actually produces progesterone levels but requires zinc to do it. So when we have a healthy dose of zinc in our diet day to day, particularly in our luteal phase, we can actually naturally boost progesterone levels and naturally increase our energy levels at the same time. Now, of course, we can get these from foods, right? And in my practice, I do have a food first approach. So I really like to recommend foods like beans and lentils, peas, hemp hearts, quinoa, turkey, salmon, and then free range organic chicken and eggs if you're eating meats. Okay. Now, at the same time, zinc is also responsible for helping boost serotonin levels, which are our feel-good hormones. So, if during that week of your cycle, you tend to not only have low energy, but you also just have low desire and low feelings, just not feeling, happy or totally like yourself, then having foods higher in zinc during this time can actually help boost that serotonin level as well. So you actually feel good as well, right? Now, when we start to eat a more hormone friendly diet and lifestyle, then we can really start to see improvement in so many other areas of our lives, but specifically starting to experience relief from many of our annoying and sometimes really damaging or debilitating symptoms related to our periods is always amazing, right? So follow these 3 steps this month, see how it goes. I can't wait to hear your results. Now, if you found this helpful, please be sure to like and follow me for more period management and hormone balancing tips. Thanks so much, everybody. Goodbye.